Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the full review of this Nokia 7 Plus. And I've been testing this device for the last 10 days with my primary SIM, and I'll divide this review between the pros and cons, what I liked about this device and what are the things that I did not like about this device. And I have to say, overall it's a very good phone by Nokia, and certainly one of their best Android smartphones as of now. But again, everything is not perfect. But before we dive into the pros and cons, let's talk about the specs of the Nokia 7 Plus. As you can see, it's powered by the new Snapdragon 660 SoC, which is a octa-core processor. It has 4GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage. Moving to the camera, it has a dual rear camera setup and a 16-megapixel front-facing camera. And other specs are on the screen for your reference. So let's dive between the pros and cons. First, let's talk about the pros, what I liked about it, and later on we'll move to the cons section. And the first thing, again, as it's a Nokia phone, that I liked is the build quality. The build quality is actually really good on this one. It has that new screen aspect ratio 18:9. Hence, it's having a 6-inch screen. It's not a Super AMOLED screen. It's an IPS grade screen. But the quality of the screen is actually really good. It has all the sensors you would expect at this price point. And the auto brightness sensor and other things are calibrated very well. So you don't have to worry about it. And the build quality is really good. From the back, actually, if you see, it looks like it is having this plastic back. Actually, underneath it's having a metallic back. Over that, they have a coating. So it gives it a slightly different feel, and I feel it feels very good in the hand. There is slight heft to the phone, but again, you generally get used to it after about 2-3 days of usage. So in terms of build quality, I have to give full marks to Nokia. Now moving to cellular call quality on this one. I tested this one with Airtel 4G and also JioSIM in Hyderabad, and I have to say the cellular call quality, especially with Airtel, was really good. And as you know, this is in my office. This is a soundproof room. Hence Airtel, the signal is very low, generally just on 1 bar. But even with that one, I could take calls here in my office. So in terms of cellular call quality and reception, Nokia has done a very good job with this device. Now moving to charging and other things, the good thing is that it does support fast charging, and in the box you get the bundled fast charger. Again, watch the unboxing video that I have posted earlier. I'll leave the link to know more about a general overview and what comes inside the box. Now moving to the battery life, it is having a 3800 milliamp hour battery, and again, like most modern smartphones, it's a sealed battery. And I have to say, I was really impressed with the battery life that I was getting on this phone. Genuinely, it will last for about 1.5 days for most users, and if you're sort of a casual user, it'll last you for about 2 days. As you can see from the charts, mostly it was lasting over 1.5 days, and I was getting screen on time in excess of about 6 to even about 7 hours. So in terms of battery life, Nokia has done excellent optimization, and the Snapdragon 660 SoC is also very good. So in terms of battery life, I was actually impressed with this device. Again, now as it's a Nokia device and it's having that running on the Android One program, you get the stock Android experience. And during the last 10 days, it came out of the box with Android 8, but I got a OTA update, and now it's updated to Android 8.1. So in terms of Android updates and even Android monthly security updates, you don't have to worry. Nokia has given a guarantee of 3 years of Android monthly updates, and 2 next versions of Android when they'll come. So you are sort of future-proof with this device, and they are keeping up the promise of pushing out monthly updates, unlike some other vendors. So in terms of that, you don't have to worry. And now moving to the interface, again, it's stock Android interface. Again, if you have used any Pixel device, it's going to be very similar to that. Very fast, very fluid, and I did not notice any lag on this device. It's almost as smooth as the Pixel 2 XL that I have been earlier using. So in terms of optimization, it has been done very well, and the Snapdragon 660 SoC is also a beast of a processor. And I also like the fact that even with extended usage, it does not tend to overheat. Yes, back slightly gets warm, but nothing like overheating that I have noticed. Now moving to RAM management, it just has 4GB of RAM, but I have to say the RAM management has been done very well in this device. So I never felt that unnecessarily the apps were actually reloading, or for apps like Truecaller, etc., that load out of memory in some other phones, that was not happening. So in terms of RAM management also, Nokia has done a very good job. So you'll be satisfied even though it just has 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now moving to the camera, it has that dual camera setup. I also played some games with this one, and again it played most of the games that I threw on this without any issues. Now moving to the camera, which is again a highlighting point. As you can see, it's having the dual camera setup, and the dual camera setup is similar to what the one is a regular one and second one is a telephoto lens. So again, like iPhones, you have that when you fire the camera, you have this 1x and 2x, and you can just press it and it moves to the 2x and 1x like that. So that this functionality really works, but again it doesn't have a dedicated portrait mode. They have something like what Honor does. It has a depth mode where you can adjust the amount of background blur that you are getting, and it works, I would say, but it's not as easy as the portrait mode because you have to adjust your phone up and down a little bit, and then it says you're going to get that effect, and then you can get the same. So in that aspect it is there, and here are some of the sample shots that I have shot with this Nokia 7 Plus, and as you can see, the camera performance is actually really good. And after the last update, I have to say the camera performance has actually improved quite a bit, specifically with the front facing camera. Earlier, if you have seen my FAQ video, I said that the front facing camera was not that good, but now after the last update, specifically I see a huge improvement in the front facing camera. Even with the front facing camera, though it does not have the dual camera setup, but it has that bokeh or the portrait mode that you call. And yes, as you can see, these are some samples that I've shot just casually when I was just sitting in my home. And as you can see, using that portrait mode, you get that background blur, but again it's not perfect because it's done by software. As you can see, my wife's hair, if I zoom in this area, it didn't blur in properly. So yes, you even have that sort of portrait and bokeh mode with the front facing camera, but again you have to be a little bit careful with that one. Overall, I would say the camera performance is actually really good on this one, and specifically even for macro shots, that is close-up shots, it was doing a very good job. Now moving to video, it can shoot video up to 4K, and it does have electronic image stabilization. Sadly, this one does not have optical image stabilization. Also, in terms of audio, when you are shooting the video, it has that Ozo audio option. So the 3 microphones that it has, when you're shooting a video, it tries to capture the sound 360 degrees around you. So actually, when you play back, if you have you're playing back that video on a computer and you have the proper stereo setup, you get that surround sound experience with the same. So these were the good things that I liked about the Nokia 7 Plus. Now let's move to the cons, and these are some of the things that I did not like with this 7 Plus. First thing is that regarding notifications, as you can see, the notifications come via this screen, that is the ambient screen, but this is not always, or as you can see, it just went away, it just goes away after some time, but it does not have any physical LED notification light. So many times I had to actually switch on the phone to see if I had any notification, because that it does not have that physical LED notification light, nor the ambient display what is there, it's always on. So that is one thing that I sorely miss on this device. Also, moving to the speaker, it has just a single speaker here at the bottom. It's adequately loud, but many times while I was watching some YouTube videos, even at the max volume, I felt it should have been a slightly louder. It's not like it's bad, but again, at this price point, Nokia is selling this phone in India for 26,000. They should have gone with a dual speaker setup, because the screen quality is actually really good. So in terms of sound, I expected slightly better considering the price point of this device. Now, another minor con that I have is that, and this is because of the pricing of this device, this is priced at around 26,000 rupees, and they should have gone with the IPX rating, that is some sort of water resistant or water proofing with this one, but sadly it does not have any IPX rating. So that is something that you have to be aware about this device. And lastly is regarding the pricing. Nokia has priced this device at 26,000. I understand Nokia is a premium brand, and you are actually definitely paying a premium for the Nokia branding and the excellent build quality what they are giving. But again, psychologically, it's above that 25,000 price point. So many users will be a little bit hesitant. I would say if they would have just priced this device at around 22 or 23,000, they would have got a ton of sales, and it would have demolished the market of a lot of other smartphones. But before we proceed, here is a word from the sponsor of this video, that is Mivi.in. Mivi Thunderbeat Bluetooth earphones look stylish with metallic body. You can take phone calls, and it supports passive noise cancellation. The ear hooks fit securely and stay in place even when you are working out or running. With Qualcomm CSR Bluetooth IC, the music quality is amazing and has great battery life. It has HD stereo sound with super solid bass. It supports aptX codec with lossless wireless audio. Use coupon code Geekyranjit15 at mevi.in to get 15% discount on all Mevi products. See link in the description below for more info. And lastly, this is regarding face unlocking. Many of you have asked me to test this. Yes, technically it has the face unlocking, but Nokia hasn't done anything special to enable that. It is just the stock face unlocking feature that you get with Android phones. It's in the smart lock, and it's buried so down because actually it's not that great. So again, Nokia should have worked on their own custom face unlocking features like what OnePlus is doing with the OnePlus 5T, etc. So yes, face unlocking technically is there, but it is not that good. But the good thing is that it has that fingerprint scanner here at the back, and that is actually very responsive. So again, these were some of the cons of this Nokia 7 Plus. Before I give you my conclusion about this video, again, I have already posted another video on this Nokia 7 Plus. It's FAQ video that will answer some of the other questions that you guys were posting about this one. To conclude, I would say the Nokia 7 Plus is an excellent Android smartphone by Nokia. The build quality is really good. You get stock Android experience and fast Android updates, unlike many other devices. So in those aspects, it's doing a great job. Also, moving the battery life and the camera, both are actually very good. But certainly you're paying that slight premium for the Nokia branding. Overall, it's an excellent Android smartphone. If you are someone who likes the stock Android experience and want the guarantee of continued Android updates, then you can seriously have a look at this smartphone. And I have to say, I don't say this very often. Yes, there are some cons about this device that I've already mentioned, but overall it's a very good smartphone. And this is one of those rare smartphones. I have to remove my primary SIM from this to test another smartphone, and I'm feeling slightly sad about the same. So guys, this was the review of the Nokia 7 Plus. I hope you liked this. Again, I have also posted some other videos regarding the Nokia 7 Plus. Link for those videos will be there in the YouTube description area, so do check that out. And if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.